There's three ways that we teach to get open from the wing when starting an offense. That's a V cut, a L cut, and what we call a reverse spin and pin. Let's break all three of them down. Let's get a defender out here, and let's talk about the V cut. There's two major issues that we always see with the V cut. Number one, the person that's receiving the basketball does not establish contact, so they end up just running back and forth. Two, they don't anticipate the pass, so they wait too long before they start their V cut. We always have to remember the ball handler has a count on them. All right, high school basketball, college basketball, this ball handler has a count on them from the ref. If they're dribbling the ball for 5 seconds, it's a turnover. All right, so what that means is Coach Bobby's got to anticipate that. He's got to start his cut a little bit early. So when he's going to V cut, he's going to take his right shoulder right now, and he's going to V into Coach Alex. All right, after that, he's going to plant, he's going to push, okay? He's going to show and paint a target with his left hand for Coach Nick to pass the basketball to. That's away from the defender. That's extremely important, all right? If he doesn't show that target, Coach Nick might pass it at the logo, Coach Alex shoots that gap, and we got a fast break layup, all right? So we always got to make sure when you V-cut that you V into the defender, you show it, okay, and then you catch. Now let's talk about the catch. Let's see this V-cut real quick. Now on the catch. At this point right now, Coach Bobby caught the ball on a jump stop. He hasn't established a pivot foot, okay? We teach our players, you've got to attack right away because at this moment, we've got some momentum that we can attack because Coach Alex is coming back towards him to reset in his stance. Right now, he's got to attack. If he allows Coach Alex to get here and Coach Bobby just simply squares up, now we're into a genetics move. It's got to be quicker, bigger, stronger, faster for him to get out. Now he's really got to use a great shot fake or a great jab. So we'll teach our players to make 4 pivot moves off of a V-cut. All right, and we're going to go slow on that, and Coach Bobby's going to show you all of them. So he's going to V in right now. He's going to catch. Now, if he's playing high side pivot is his left foot right now because it's closest to the sideline in half court, he can just open up. All right, that'll clear out some space, a great move for that. So if he closes it again, if Coach Alex is close to him, right now what he wants to use is that clear out space right now. Now he's established the move, okay? So he can go right into a jab step, cross step, he can rip onside, okay? Number 2, if he's on high side pivot again, okay, he can actually reverse around for that, all right? So let's see that, boom, okay? And then he'd end up attacking baseline on that, or he can counter on a rip and come back through. All right, now let's talk about the 2 pivots off low side pivot. Coach Bobby catches again, low side pivot, he can just square up. Right away, he's there. All right, that can allow him to go left or he can rip back and go baseline. The last one, we all like this one, he would just drop right away and go baseline. All right, so there's 4 different ways after you catch the ball that you can teach your player to attack. Remember, they've got a small millisecond that they've got to make an attack move. Otherwise, that defender's back in their stance. Now you've got to make a great genetics move. But that's the proper way to V-cut. The L-cut is the next way that we teach our players to get open from the wing. Let's get a defender out here so we can break that down. Different than the V-cut, when Coach Bobby went inside the 3-point line and V'd into Coach Alex, this time it all has to do with feet, and Coach Bobby's actually going to make a letter L. What Coach Bobby's goal is to get his inside foot, so that'd be his right foot right now, over Coach Alex's high side foot. Okay, and at this point, Coach Bobby would plant and push immediately out. All right, what's important on an L cut is that the player makes the letter L. They don't end up making a soft V, because if Coach Bobby gets his inside foot over, but he pushes back, that's going to allow Coach Alex to get a hand in the passing lane, once again leading to a fast break layup, okay? So what an L cut looks like, Coach Bobby's going to get his foot over, he's going to plant straight out. Now, on the catch, again, we've got 4 different ways we can do it. We always want players to catch on a jump stop, so they haven't established a pivot foot. Then they've got those 4 different moves that they can do. Let's just break them down real quick off the catch. Coach Bobby's going to catch with his chest facing Coach Nick. He gets the catch there. Now, if Coach Alex is jamming him up, he's going to go right there with that high side pivot, and he's going to open up. That's going to create some space. If we go back to that same position, high side pivot again, he's going to go around now. At this point, he can rip back through on a counter, or he can continue going baseline if he wanted. He catches the ball in that same position, low side pivot. He can just come and square up. Okay, that's going to be a strong move. He can continue going left, or again, he can counter and sweep underneath. Last one, he can drop and go baseline. All right, so it's always important, again, even off the L cut, teach your players to be offensive minded. All right, if they're going to make a move, they've got that split second when that defender's coming back, and that's that momentum attack that we always teach. Reverse spin and pin is another way that we'll teach our players to get open on the wing. Let's break that down. Let's get Coach Alex back out here on defense. All right, on this one, different than the V, different than the L. Now Coach Alex is jamming Coach Bobby, so now he's got to be a little bit different on the move. He's got to make a little stronger of a move. Coach Bobby's going to start to walk Coach Alex down, and the phrase we use is body, butt, ball. All right? So the first thing that Coach Bobby's going to do is get into Coach Alex's body. At this point, he's going to stop. He's going to butt him off. That's going to create some space. He's going to turn, and then he's going to receive the basketball, okay? If it happens that Coach Alex is stronger than Coach Bobby, let's just say he's jamming him like crazy, you still can do this same move and it ends up just being a post-up at the three-point line, okay? Now, once again, when Coach Bobby catches the basketball, he's got 4 pivots he can do because he hasn't established a pivot foot yet. Let's see you do one of them, and then we'll get into the 4 pivots. Let's go to the move. He's going around. He catches. Now, at this moment, you saw when Coach Alex was coming back, that's Coach Bobby's window to attack. Okay, that's a momentum attack. Coach Alex is going this way. Coach Bobby wants to go back towards the basket, but he hasn't established the pivot foot yet, so if we're going high side, he would open up. That's a way that he can do it. We go high side again, he can reverse around. That's another way. The last 2 low side pivots square up. Okay, and the last one, if he was to drop baseline. That's the proper way that you do a reverse spin and pin when trying to get open from the wing. So let's recap. On the V cut, coaches, make sure that your player V's into the defender and establish contact. Also make sure they're anticipating the pass. Remember that point guard's got to count on them, and we don't want any unforced errors. After they catch, when that defender's coming back on a closeout, that's their time to attack. So we want to make sure they're using one of those 4 moves that we use on the high side pivot or low side pivot. On the L cut, it's extremely important that your player makes the letter L. So that means their inside foot has to get over that defender's top foot. It's important that they push straight out and they don't fade off of the push out, because that will give that defender a lane to steal the basketball, get a fast break layup. Once again, when they catch, they can square up or they can use one of the 4 moves that we showed in the video. Reverse spin and pin, body, butt, ball. Make sure that the offensive player walks the defender down and walks into their body, creating some contact. After they've established contact, they need to butt the defender off, and that will create some space. They will then sprint up, catch the ball, not establishing a pivot foot, and they can use either a low side or high side pivot to perform the move that they want to next.